What's up guys, welcome back to my channel, and for today's video I'm going to be using the Alamar Cosmetics Reina Del Caribe palette. Such a gorgeous palette. This is my first time using it. I did get this at Target, if you guys are wondering, since they have like a whole display out. If you guys see it, I do recommend you grabbing one of these palettes. It's by far the most pigmented palette I've ever laid my hands on. I also did a poll on Instagram to see if you guys wanted to see this palette or if you guys wanted to see the Avocado Toast palette by BH. 76 of you wanted to see the Alamar palette. So I will be using this palette, don't worry. It's gonna be the next video. Don't fret about that. And if you guys wanna see how I got this eyeshadow look, then just keep on watching. So the first shade I'm gonna take is Coco Taxi. This is just this beautiful like orangey mustardy color. I am gonna be grabbing that on a Smashbox shadow blending brush. This has to be like one of my go-to brushes. I love it, just blends out colors so seamlessly. I'm picking up just a little bit on that brush, and again, this is Coco Taxi. And I'm gonna be placing this in my transition area, so literally right above my crease. You see, you just need a little bit. You can't go overboard with these shadows that I noticed, because they're so pigmented. I heard they were pigmented, but I didn't think they're gonna be this pigmented. It's insane. So I'm going back and forth, windshield wiper motions, and I am going circular motions at the end because I do want this part diffused, since we are kind of doing like a halo eye. I noticed with this palette you can literally use this for summer and fall. So I might be doing like a fall look with this palette too, especially with like these outer colors right here. They are just beautiful. I'm just so ready for fall to be officially here. I've just been looking at fall stuff this whole time. It's still summer here in Cali. Man, Gabby did such an amazing job with these shadows. I'm like so impressed. If you guys didn't know, she is Cuban, and I believe the name of this palette, Alamar, was the place she grew up in Cuba, I wanna say, don't quote me, but I wanna say I heard that. I love me a good Latina owned brand. Oh, I love this. Especially being a Latina myself. It's very amazing to see another Latin woman do such an amazing job, especially in the makeup industry. So I am taking the Morphe x Jaclyn Hill JH33 brush, which is this brush right here. You can take any brush that's like flat on both sides and we'll be able to get in the crease easier. Next, I'm gonna be taking Tropico, which is this burnt, I want to say sienna color. And I'm just dipping my brush in there, tapping off the excess. And remember, start off with a little bit, not a lot. And I'm literally gonna look straight across, dunk my brush in my crease, like literally in the fold of my crease. And I'm gonna be blending back and forth. And going in my inner corner, doing circular motions in the outer portion as well. It looks messy at first, but you'll see like I usually go in with the first color that I use and try to blend as much as possible. I don't know if I asked this in my last video, but do you guys like when I do close-up shots? And do you guys like it when I have one eye done and I only show one eye when I'm doing a tutorial? Or do you guys prefer both eyes? So now that I did that, I'm going back in with Coco Taxi with the same Smashbox brush, going in the outer corners and blending it. I hate how one eye is usually like better than the other eye. I feel like I prefer my left eye than my right eye. Isn't that weird? Going back with my JH brush, taking more Tropical, placing that in my crease. Make sure to go in my inner tear duct as well. Doing little circular motions out here. Make sure I get a good amount of that color there as well. More Coco Taxi. Meshing those two together. I do a lot of blending. I don't know if you guys know. Blending to me is like the most essential part of an eyeshadow look. Next shade I'm gonna take is this one right here. I'm not saying the name because I know for sure I'm gonna butcher it and I do not want to do that. So I'm taking that with a MAC 217 brush. It's a tapered blending brush like this. Taking that shade on one side of the brush, tapping off the excess. And then what I'm gonna do first is tap that shade in my inner corner. Tap, don't blend yet, just tap. And then I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. I feel like I still need a little bit more tropical in my inner corner, so I'm gonna add a little bit more in my inner corner. And then also try and blend out that shade we placed down. I'm going in with my JH40. It's a tiny tapered brush like this. Taking more of this shade again and tapping more on the inner corner. Now with the tip of that brush, I'm grabbing more and going in the crease. I'm just trying to create that little halo effect. You see how I'm not trying to get the center of my lid? At least just see, I'm trying to keep that as clean as possible. And with that same brush, with the excess that you have, you can still blend out. You're gonna go back in with Tropical. You can and blend out this shade. These shadows are so highly pigmented. I don't know how many times I can say this, but it is insane. Without any extra product on this brush, I'm just gonna go in and keep blending. I'm gonna go ahead and use my Plouise base, and this is in the Rumor 2. And I'm taking like a little drop of that base, just like that. Grabbing my flat brush that I used to apply this all over my eyelid. Go ahead and tap like a tiny bit of this in the center. I'm going straight up, looking up a little bit, just to see where that base hits in my crease. And then I'm gonna drag that down. And then now I'm feathering that base out a little bit. Same on this side. Go ahead and feather it out. I'm just tapping at this point. I'm not like rubbing or dragging anything. I'm just tapping. I'm gonna take Varadero, which is this beautiful blue right here. So gorgeous. Taking that on a JH41. It's a flat brush. Any brush will work. Just a tiny bit, because I didn't notice with this shade, like it's so pigmented. I'm gonna start out on the outer edges first. You see, just with literally one dab of that color, got a lot of pigment. Tapping on the sides, and then I'm gonna go into that burgundy shade that we placed in and try to mesh those two together slightly. You can even use your finger for this, but I'm not gonna be doing that. And now I don't know if you guys noticed, but I did put like a different shade in the middle. I used El Malicón, which is this shade right here. And I'm sorry if you guys see my fingers. I do suffer from eczema. So in some videos you may tell like it's super dry and patchy and scaly. I flared out not so long ago and dealing with it now. Sorry about that. No, it's an eyesore. So with El Malicón, I'm taking JH42 and I'm gonna be tapping that in the center. And slightly blending this out. You see? I just like that it gets that little spotlight. That's what it's called, spotlight. Spotlight. Blending around the edges. Just like so. Now, I feel like I say now a lot. I need to stop doing that. With that same tapered brush that we used for that burgundy shade, grabbing a little bit more, tapping it on that edge of that blue. Just so it looks a little bit more seamless. So I know it's just like, you look at me and there's just like, damn, like blue straight up on my lid, and then I have these burgundy shades. You don't want to have like a line of demarcation. So this is what I'm trying to do with this. Just dragging and tapping on that burgundy shade. I am gonna go up and try and blend this line as well. Very slightly, because you are gonna move the glitters around and I don't want that to be all over the place. So like that. Now for the inner corner of my eye, I'm gonna be using my pinky and I'm taking the color La Costa, which is this shade right here. Grabbing a little dab of that because I used too much on this side. I had to go in and try and blend it out as much as possible. So I'm just placing this right in my inner corner. For the lower lash line, I did place blue right here as well. I feel like that gives it more of like that pizzazz. I'm taking my J6 e.l.f. x J Kissa brush, just this flat brush, and I'm taking this burgundy shade again, and I'm just gonna be placing this literally on the outer part of my lower lash line, very close to my lash line as well, and inner part of my lash line. Next, I'm gonna be taking my Morphe M455 brush, a small little pencil brush like this. It's pretty tapered. And I'm taking Tropico again on just the very tip of it and placing that underneath this burgundy shade. We're basically repeating the same steps we did on the top on the lower lash line. We're just placing it down. There's no need to blend right away. And now with a pencil brush again, or a dome-shaped brush, I'm taking Coco Taxi and blending this out. And I am going all the way across now because I am going to be placing that blue shade as well. You see how like it just meshes in with their top as well? I love that. Now with a Real Techniques lip brush, a little brush like this. Literally any brush can be used for anything. You don't have to stick to like what it's meant to be for. There's no rules in makeup, trust me. And I'm taking Manadero again, that blue right here. on the very tip of that brush as well, placing that very close to my lash line and in the center. Again, I'm just tapping this on. And then with that same brush, I am taking El Malicón and placing a dot in the center of that. Literally just a dot, you don't have to blend it out or anything. Just because I feel like that gives it more drama. I'm gonna go ahead and apply my pencil liner. This is the Haus Laboratories pencil liner in the shade Punk. And I'm gonna line my upper and lower waterline. Anytime I do wear falsies, I usually just use my Maybelline the Falsies Push-Up Angel. Since it's so tiny, it doesn't make my lashes look extremely like huge, and coating my lashes with this just so it blends in with my falsies. Same mascara going in my lower lash line. I just hate wearing contacts because literally sometimes when I use makeup, it gets into my lens and just bugs me when I see it there. Ugh. Hope I blink it out. Next, I'm gonna be using a fresh pair of Iconic Lites from House of Lashes. And I'm gonna go ahead and put this on and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial, and make sure if you guys do get this palette, think what you think about it, and also let me know if you guys want me to do a tutorial using this palette for fall, because literally these 4 shades right here scream fall. Like this is a summer and fall palette. I love that. And I've been dying to get my hands on this palette for the longest time, but I know on her website it's been like sold out for the longest time. At least at times I checked, it's always been sold out. And when I saw that they're gonna come out in Target, I had to go and stock my local Target and freaking stock the end caps and try to get my hands on this specific palette. So let me know if you guys would like me to do like Sephora's best sellers makeup tutorial. I know there's a lot of stuff on there that's considered like best sellers, and if you guys want me to put it to the test, let me know. Give me a thumbs up. I will do that video for you guys. Also, before you leave, make sure to hit that bell to get notified anytime I upload a video, and make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!